Well, just when the catawaba worms started showing up around here, the catfish started biting on magic bait. This 4.5 pounder I caught last night on chicken liver, chicken blood magic bait. The catawaba worms, the brim are eating them off before the catfish can get to them, is what I think's happening. This is the channel again. He used various methods to keep the fish and the bait alive, but so far the best one is using this hardware net. It's called hardware net at Home Depot. It's like $13 for 15 foot, 3 foot wide. Here's the various nets. First one's for live brim, keeper brim, to put the big brim in it. And my shad net with a long handle will reach down so I can dip them out without picking up the net. This next one I put bait fish in it at times, so I can pick it up and dump them out into a 5-gallon bucket. It's smaller. It floats a lot, so I've got a concrete in that jug there that holds it down when the wind's blowing. These others have the plastic PVC pipe in the bottom to help it hold its shape so I can get the net in it. And that big one is for the little bait fish and the shiners that I get, and the reason I throw them in the big one is because I can dip them out with my shad net with the 10-foot handle. Now it has a small diameter PVC in the bottom, and then because it's so big I have it put it in the middle so it keeps its shape. I have 5-gallon buckets for different things, but the main thing is when I want to keep, like the minnows I get at the store, I want to keep them alive, I put them in this plastic bucket, got a lid for it, and then I have a sump pump down in the lake, and then I have switches up here I can turn on the sump pump and 12-volt aerators, and I put the live bait in there, and then I use the sump pump, and it's got an overflow. It's got holes in there so when it overflows you can put fresh water in there at various times, especially in the summertime. Then I got 12-volt aerators. I've also, when my electricity's off back here, I got an inverter that takes 12 volt and puts out 110 volts so I can have light if the electricity's off at the plug at the house. And on these 12-volt aerators, I actually got 2 of them. One that I plug into the battery in my boat to keep my bait alive when I bait the trot line. But then I've also got them both where and there's the other one, I can set them up there, and I've got a converter. Because I got electricity out here, I plug the converter in to the 110 to 12-volt converter, and then I use the converter to run this 12-volt aerator in my boathouse. The other one I can plug into my battery and keep the bait alive. And well, even if you keep them in a nice cool place, they won't last more than a couple of days. There's a bunch of them in. But even keeping them in this bucket with this lid and the leaves, I know good and well they won't last long today. They'll die, so I'll end up putting them in cornmeal and putting them in the freezer.